House Party Doja Cat DLC is going to land on the 30th of September. Huge shout out to EEK Games for giving us a code so we could check this one out on the Steam Deck. And I can say after 9 hours of testing, this is definitely a great game for the Steam Deck. The Doja Cat DLC adds so much more time, and I've barely touched on the Doja Cat storyline, and I'll cover off some of the other house party aspects as we go. But there's so many different storylines in this game, and getting beaten up is just about 10 of them. There is so many different aspects to this game that we'll cover shortly. But settings wise, I found that the best settings for this were the medium default settings with no motion blur and capping the Steam Deck at 40 Hz. It doesn't hold a solid 40 all of the time, hence this is only marked as playable on the Steam store. But it does hold 40 most of the time, so I do like to keep it at that cap. If you want a much smoother experience, then you'd probably be better off capping this at 30. As I said, Doja Cat adds so much life to the party once you sneak her in. That's a little tip. She's not in the party to begin with because you have to get her into it to begin with. But to do that, you have to follow some other storylines as well, and there is so much to this game. Hence the 9 hours of testing, and I think I've probably played through about half the story arcs, so the replayability of this is just off the charts. You really have to be careful with your actions as you'll close off story arcs and paths depending on what you do and who you talk to and what order you talk to them in. So there really is a lot to go on this game. There are some very adult themes in this, so I would advise playing this around younger people or even partners, as it certainly gets you some questionable looks and gets them to ask some questions that you might not want to answer. Overall though, this game is absolutely fantastic on the Steam Deck. As I said, 9 hours of testing in this one in the end, as I just got carried away with trying out the different story arcs and getting people beat. There's some quite funny quirks to this game on the achievements, and also the fact that it makes fun of itself in quite a few aspects as well. So if you haven't played House Party, definitely start off with that one, and definitely grab the Doja Cat DLC, as that adds just so much more. I'd probably say it adds probably another 10 to 15 hours of content on top of the standard House Party. And who wouldn't want to look at the Doja Cat model? You can play as a female or a male. I did choose the male route for reasons. So you do have that option of replayability again with everything as a male or female lead. Let us know in the comments below if you're going to dive into this one. Check out the link in the description below if you want to pick up the House Party or Doja Cat versions, and that will really help us out on the channel. I'll leave you with a bit more of the gameplay here without me talking, so you can get a bit of a feel for the gameplay and performance. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.
Staying away from the alcohol, I'm gonna fuck his shit.
Sensei Frank has been good to me, but I do...
Oh, wow. You totally pulled it off. I was sure Frank was going to rip you a new asshole. I can't believe it. Let's not get carried away, but let's...
Oh, you fucked up now. I'm under strict orders to lay the whoop ass on anyone who drinks.